Minglava. Hi everyone. Greeting from Study Abroad Information Center. I'm Joe Mintan. Today we arranged to interview Mr. Edgar from Singapore Institute of Management. As our students and parents would like to know more about information on Singapore regarding with the COVID-19 and the school status. So our interview session would cover enough information for those students would like to study in Singapore for outdoor intake. Hello, Aga.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, yes, I'm fine. Thank you for joining our interview session today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, firstly, may I request you to introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi everyone, I'm Edgar. I'm from the Singapore Institute of Management. I'm Singaporean, so I'm based in Singapore. And I know that it's a trying and challenging time right now, but I'm happy to share with you about studying in Singapore. Thank you
Uh,
for having me today.
yes, thank you, Aga. Okay. Firstly, I would like to know the information about the Singapore's regarding with the COVID-19 and the school status. So, my first question would be, what is the situation update of COVID-19 in Singapore now?
Okay, so Singapore currently has more than 43,000 cases, and but a majority of the cases are actually from the foreign workers. So they are living in places that normally we would not go to, and they are quite isolated from the rest of Singapore. So that is the reality. More than 95% of the cases actually belong to the foreign worker dormitories. Within the larger community in Singapore, there are not many cases. In fact, just last weekend, we lifted phase two of the lockdown. That means that we have most of the businesses have been able to go back to work. Our shopping malls now are fully open, so everything is open except for like pubs and bars and clubs. Everywhere else is currently open, so life is pretty much back to normal. Just that, of course, when you leave the house, you have to wear a mask, and there are still safe distancing measures in place. But generally, I would say that most of the responsibility now lies with us. So it's a social responsibility for every single person in Singapore to make sure that if you're not well, you don't leave the house and things like that. For SIM, the school itself, we have remained closed for the time being, primarily because by the time they announce everything, actually schools can also open. So SIM will open. It's just that by the time they announced it, we also don't have a lot of time to bring back all the international students. That's why for us, the July intake classes are going to be online. But going forward, I fully expect that by October, um, we will have face-to-face classes. So that's what most of us here in Singapore expect as well.
Yes, thank you, Aga. Beside that, yeah, I also would like to know, in Singapore, are the schools and universities reopening now?
Yes. So in fact, our high school, so the secondary schools, junior colleges, primary schools, the students are already going back to school totally. So they used to be on a rotation system. One week they stay at home, one week they go to school, one week they study from home, one week they go to school. But now everybody is back in school. So the schools are already opening. For the university side, NUS, NTU, they're still on holiday. It's still their holiday, so that's why they haven't gone back to school yet, and they are still closed. Yeah, so like I mentioned, SIM we are also still closed for the month of June, but by July onwards we expect to open.
Yes, yes. Thank for the updated information, Aga. So, as Singapore Institute of Management is very much popular among our Myanmar students, that's why can you kindly share with us when SI would open a new intake for the international students?
Okay, so currently the October intakes are open for application, and this is to me a very key intake for the Myanmar students. So the October intake has a few key programs. First of all, we have the diploma programs. So right now we have the diploma and foundation programs both in business and in IT. So they have business diplomas like management studies, which is the general one, We have the International Business Program. We have the International Business Diploma, Accounting Diploma, Banking Finance, as well as the IT Diploma. So these are the key intakes and the key programs that are available. Of course, we also have a few degree programs like the University of Wollongong. We also have a few master's programs like the Masters of Science International Business from Birmingham. So these are the kind of programs that are currently available for the Myanmar students to apply for.
Yes, okay, it's good. Can I share another English requirement for this program?
Okay, so for the diploma programs, students will need to get an IELTS score of 5.5. Otherwise, if let's say it's not possible to take the IELTS, they can always apply and then they'll get to take the SIM English placement test. It's free for students who have applied, and that is currently online. By August, it might be face to face. We're not sure yet, but then at least for the time being, it's online. So then if they can pass the English placement test with an advanced level score, then they do not need to take IELTS. They'll be able to join our program. At the same time, we also currently accept things like TOEFL at home, and we also accept a Duolingo test. Yeah, so that requires a score of 90. Yeah.
Yes, it's really great. So if students do not have IELTS, they can also take assigned English placement test and are
Yes.
also able to join for the out of intake. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's right.
Okay. And the other question is, could you share the assigned Bana University to our new students and parents?
Mm. Okay. For SIM, we partner US, UK, Australia universities. We also have an European partner. So for US partner universities, we have the University at Buffalo. So that is currently the number one public university in New York. So it's part of the State University of New York school system. So it's a really good school. And this is also one of the rare schools where they can join SIM, they can join Singapore, they join SIM first, and then anytime in that program, they can transfer over to US to complete their degree. Yeah, so that's our American partner. And then, of course, we have our UK partners. We have universities like Birmingham, which is a top 20 UK university, and it's 100% faculty taught. So all your lecturers will be from UK. We also have University of Warwick. They have our master's programs. That's a top 10 UK university, also a very good school. We have Stirling, which is the number two university in Scotland, and their STAR program is the retail marketing program, and that's available at SIM as well. And of course, we have the University of London, where the largest group of SIM students take a UOL program. So University of London is actually a group of 18 universities, and the universities that develop like our business curriculum will be the London School of Economics. So that's an excellent school. We have Goldsmiths who develop the IT programs. Australia side, we have RMIT, Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, as well as the University of Wollongong. So Wollongong is about an hour away from Sydney, so that's where it's located. We also have La Trobe. So La Trobe has our hospitality programs, and Wollongong has the IT psychology programs. RMIT has the communications and business programs. Yep. So our
Yeah.
European partner is Grenoble School of Business. So that is actually they have our Masters in International Business program.
Yeah, that's good. And the next is because we could elaborate more about this. Yeah. So and the other is what can student expect when they join the single institutional management?
Okay, so students who join us, they can expect a few things. They can expect international mobility. That means that they study in Singapore, but the degree is from US or UK or Australia, so they choose. And we can only offer programs that are recognized in their home country. So, for example, let's say they choose the American program, University at Buffalo. So then that means that they study in Singapore, they can choose to look for a job in Singapore. It will be recognized because it is a public degree in US. They can choose to look for jobs in the US because it is a public university degree from the US. And of course, because they're from Myanmar, they can also look for jobs in Myanmar. So that means that they have three different areas to look for jobs. So there's a lot of mobility. Of course, when they join us, they also get to make friends from all over the world. SIM has about 17,000 students, of which only 3,000 plus are international students. So that means that most of the students are actually from Singapore. But of that 3,000 plus, actually only about maybe a couple of hundred are from Myanmar. So then the rest are from countries like Indonesia, from Malaysia, from India, China, Vietnam. So I guess when students join us, they really have an opportunity to make friends from other countries, understand other cultures. There are also like 80 student clubs and societies. So there's a lot of activities that they can join, including exchange programs. So for example, RMIT UB, the Buffalo program, as well as Wollongong, they all have exchange programs.
Yeah, sounds great. It's really good for being student in SIM. And my next question is would be what are the latest program offerings in SIM?
Okay, so for SIM, recently we have focused on, as a school, we are always looking to prepare students for the jobs of the future. That is something that we're very keen on doing. And that is something that every school, every good school should be doing because this is where, I mean, we can't be teaching them everything about the past. So that's why we want to make sure that we're teaching them about the future. So the latest programs offerings that we have are all about analytics. So we have a lot of data analytics programs. We also have machine learning, artificial intelligence, cyber security. We even recently launched a marketing program from Sterling that is very digital marketing focused. So these are all the latest offerings that we have.
Yes, it's good because today is the non-digital era, and also many job vacancy would be offer for the cyber-related job or like that. So now we're talking about the school application, and my next question is the concerning with the scholarship at SIM. So, what are the scholarship at SIM, and how can students apply for it?
Okay, so SIM has two types of scholarships. We have the diploma scholarships that's meant for international students only, and we have the degree scholarships. All right, so that's for everyone. So to qualify for Myanmar students who take the matriculation exams, they need an average of 80% for their best five subjects. They also need to meet the English requirements. So for our diploma program, it's an IELTS score of 5.5, or they pass the SIM English test, English placement test at advanced level. So with that, then they are actually eligible for the scholarship. So we'll encourage them to apply. And then if they get shortlisted, there's an interview that they have to go through. It's an online interview. If they pass the interview, we will give them the scholarship. So we have had scholars that have come from study abroad, and actually generally we have quite a lot of Myanmar scholars, and we are very proud of our Myanmar students. So you, as a student who's watching this, if you do well for your exams, we definitely encourage you to apply. Even for students who have taken their IGCSEs, they did not take the matriculation exams, then they start off with foundation in SIM. You are still eligible for the diploma scholarship. You just have to complete the foundation with an average score of B plus. Then you're eligible for it. You can apply for the scholarship. You'll be shortlisted. Once you get shortlisted, there's an interview. The same process happens. So all our scholarships are 100%. Will pay for all your school fees. So students will still need to pay for living expenses, but all the school fees will be covered by the scholarship.
Yes, thank you, Edgar. Do you have anything else to share our students who want to join at SIM?
Okay, so actually for now, the main message I have would be that for all students and parents in Myanmar, right for as of now, we do have online classes in July, but we fully expect that classes will resume face to face by October. And we also do not want people, students, to put their lives on hold for COVID-19, right? At the end of the day, the school will never open until it's safe. So by the time we invite students back to Singapore, back to school, you can be sure that all the safe distancing measures, all the safety precautions have already been taken. And that's not just for Singapore as a country, but of course for SIM as well. So we just want you to not put your plans of studying overseas on hold, but to join us as and when you are ready, your scores meet the requirements, then please do join us. Other than that, we also want you, I would like you to take that leap of faith, really to experience studying overseas is going to be a life-changing experience because you're going to be able to take care of yourself. And then you learn that independence and also make friends from other countries. I think that is a very special experience. Yeah, so apart from that, just want to wish everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and at the same time, want to thank Study Abroad. Thank Audrey and her team for organizing this.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Edgar, for your time and answer. Yes. Hi guys. We believe that our you also get the new information from our interview session. Next week we will come back to you with a great interview session. So we wait for our interview session and see you next week. So thank you. Bye bye, Aga.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.